everyone, welcome to part 2 of Tic Tac Toe in Python. Today we're going to be finishing up all the code that we need to run our program, and at the end we'll be seeing our final results, which are fantastic. So make sure to stay tuned to the end of this video and follow along with me in typing the code. But if you haven't already, make sure to check out part 1 of Tic Tac Toe in Python so you'll be able to type the code that we previously did and you'll know exactly where we left off. And if you haven't already, make sure to click on the post notifications bell and don't forget to subscribe to NP Station. Now let's get coding. Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of Tic Tac Toe in Python. As you can see, I have opened our file with our code that we had started typing in part 1 of Tic Tac Toe. So make sure to check that video out before you watch this video, so you'll be able to type all the code and create a fantastic tic-tac-toe game as a result. So we had typed up, I think, most of the functions in part 1. So we had done our insert letter function, space is free, print board is winner. As you can see, this may look different than what you have. Yes, I did change it. All I did was I put the code or the lines of code in just one line. Make sure to do the same because I was running into an error when I ran the code. So yeah, just put all the code in just one line. Anyway, we have our player move function that we typed up, and we have our main function. So I actually do have a few things that we need to change in our main function. So let's go ahead and start with that. So as you see, we have comp move down here. I'm going to go ahead and put move equals computer move. And I'm going to delete this print board because we don't want to print the board just yet. What we're going to do here is write if move is equal to 0, colon, and we're going to print tie game. So actually, I actually want to add in another else statement here, and we're going to actually bring in our insert letter function. And in parentheses, go ahead and type in our letter O, which is the letter computer will be playing with. And we have the position, which is move, right? So move is where the computer is going to move to. Okay, so after that, go ahead and do print and then computer placed, and so backslash. Okay, so backslash O, just like that. So now we're just telling the player, where the computer has moved on the board game. Just letting the player know. So computer placed an O in position, then move. And then we're going to just end this with a colon. And now we will need to print our board. Just like that. And we're going to leave the rest in our the same in our main function. Okay. So now we are actually going to move to our computer move function that we have up here. So for here, we are actually going to write the code as our computer. So what our computer will be looking for while playing this game, basically. So to do that, we have like a 4 or 5 step algorithm. So our first step is going to be, as the computer, we're going to check if there's any space on the board game that we can move to in our next turn that will result in a win for us. And our next step will be to check if the player, who is going to be playing as X, if the player has any position they will move to that will result in a win for them. So we'll try and block them. That is our second step. And then we'll have to check, write some code to check if any of the corners are open on the board. And if they are, we're going to select a random corner to move to. And finally, we're going to check if any of the edges on our board game are empty, and we're going to select a random number to move to one of those edges. Okay, so now let's go ahead and first start off with creating a list called possible moves. And in this list, we're going to type in X for X letter in enumerate and then board. Don't worry, I will explain what I'm typing here. So enumerate and then parentheses board. And then if letter, let's continue this in one line. If letter is equal to this blank space and x is not equal to 0. Okay. So let me go ahead and explain what I've typed here. What I've done is I just created a list called possible moves, and I have 4x letters. So this x that we have right here is going to stand for that indice that we want to move to on the board. And letter is going to stand for whatever letter we are going to insert into that specific value. And then we have an enumerate board. So enumerate is just going to gather all of those values, all of the empty spaces on the board that we are able to move to. As that's why I've named this list possible moves, so where it's possible to move to on the board. And then I also just put in if letter equals space. I just continue this in one line. It's faster to type out. So if letter is equal to space and x is not equal to 0. So this piece of code here is just telling the computer that it's not able to choose 0 as an answer, or position to move to, because that's not how it's going to work. So next we're going to type in move equals 0. And now we need to start off with our first step, which is checking if we have any empty spaces on the board that will result us to, win the game. So we're going to put in for let in, and let just stands for letter. So for let, and then we're going to put in our 2 letters here that we're using. So O and X. And now with the colon right there. Now we're going to put in for I in possible moves. So this is going to, get all of those values that we're able to move to that are empty on the board. And now we're actually going to create a copy of our board game. So board copy is equal to board, and in brackets we're going to put in a colon. So we need to do this because we don't want the computer or this program to think that we're creating a totally different thing right here. We're actually just going to create a copy of the current board we already have. And then we're going to type in board copy. In brackets we're going to put in I equals let. Then if is winner. I will explain when I'm typing here, just a second. Board copy, and then let, just like that. And then we're going to put in move equals I and return move. All right, so let's just run through this, right? The code that we typed here. So first I am, we're going to check if either O is the winner first, and then we're going to check if X is the winner after. So then we are checking, if we have any possible spaces, empty spaces on the board game that we can move to. So we're gathering all those values, and then we're creating a copy of our current board. And then what we're going to do is we're going to insert a letter into the copy of our board, and then we're going to check if we have a winner based on our current board. And this move equals I and return move. So move equals I is basically just like confirming that we want to move to that spot, and we're going to move to that specific space the computer has chosen. And then we're going to return move, which is going to exit out of this computer move function, and we're just going to continue on with our program. So there we go. We've actually completed our first 2 steps, checking if O can be the winner in their next move or X's and trying to block them. So we completed both 2 in 1. All right, so let's move on to our next step, which is checking if you have any corners open. So go ahead and type in corners open equals empty brackets. And here we're going to type in for I in possible moves. Again, we're bringing back that list name here. So for I in possible moves, and then if I in, and here in brackets what we're going to do is actually put in all of the numbers that stand for all of the 4 corners on our tic-tac-toe board game. So those are going to be 1, 3, 7, and 9. So those are all the corners. And now we're going to do corners open. Okay, corners open dot append. In parentheses, I'm going to type in I. Okay, so now what we're going to do is put in if len, which stands for length, and corners open. Let me spell this correctly. Corners open, just like that, is greater than 0, colon. Then we need to select a random corner to move to, right? So to do that, type in move equals select random, and in parentheses, corners open. And then we're going to return move. So exit out of this corners open right there. And then we need to actually type in if 5 in possible moves, then move equals 5, then return move. Awesome, so now we're done with our third step, which is checking if any corners are open and then selecting a random number or random corner to move to. Now we need to check if any edges are available to move to. So actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this instead of typing everything all over again. So just go ahead and type that first part that we have there. And I'm going to paste it like that. And of course, we are checking if any edges are open. So just go ahead and fix these from corners to edges. I'm going to fix all of those that we have there. And this one. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and delete that indentation. Move it down like that. And we are done with our computer move function. Awesome. So now let's move on to our next one, which is our select random function. This is a pretty simple one. It is going to select, a random space or random value, random indice to move to on the board from our list. So actually, this should be list, not board. So yeah, I just fixed that. Go ahead and do the same, and we're gonna start off by importing random. We're gonna type in ln equals length of our list, and r equals random dot rand range. So this is the range of numbers that we are able to choose from, or the computer is able to choose from. So as you can see, I have typed 0, ln, which is length, and that's going to take the length of our list. So I'm just going to give an example. So for example, if I had a list, let's say just 1, 2, 3, the maximum indice here would be 2 because it starts from 0, so it would be 0, 1, 2. So if we type in 3 here instead of ln, then it's going to not get in that last one right there. So that's why it's easier to just go ahead and type in ln so it get the whole length of our list. Okay, I'll delete that. And after this, we will need to type in return and return li, which is list, and then r in brackets. Okay, and now we're done with our select random function. That was very quick, and we're going to move on to our last function in tic-tac-toe, and which is board full. So here, go ahead and do if board.count and just empty space that is greater than 1, then we're going to return false, right? Else we're going to return true. Oops, another line, return true. Awesome. So now we're done with our is board full. This is just checking if we have, like more than one space on the board that is already full, and we're either going to return false or we're going to return true. So guess what, guys? We are finally done with all of the code that we need for our Tic Tac Toe program in Python. So this was definitely a lot of code, and it was much more advanced than all the previous projects we have in the series. So great job on completing it. So I'm going to go ahead and save this file, and now we're going to run it and see. Okay, so it looks like we have an invalid syntax down here. So let's see what is happening. That is our computer move function. So, okay, looks like I just solved the problem. We just needed a colon, and that means we need to indent this line right there. Okay, let's see, we fixed that. Another one. Okay, so I did the same mistake. Colon, tab. Let's see if anything else needs to be fixed down here. I just open. Alright, hope that's good. Okay, so we ran into a type error down here. So print board missing one required potential argument board. Okay, so let's go ahead down to where we typed in print board, which was our main function. So I see. In our empty parentheses, we actually need to put in board. Let's try that. I'm gonna fix all of these. One. Oh, right here. And I think those are all the print boards we have written. Let's see if this works. Awesome job. So as you can see, it has printed out welcome to Tic Tac Toe, and it has printed out our Tic Tac Toe board game, which looks fantastic. So now here it says to please select a position to place an X, and the number we have to choose from is either has to be 1 through 9. So I'm gonna go for, how about 1? Okay, so it looks like O has placed a position in position 9. Now I'm gonna do 2. Of course, the computer blocks me by putting a letter right there. Now I'm gonna block the computer by choosing 6. Okay, now there's another one where I have to block it. That has to be 8. Oh, it looks like O's won this time. I didn't see that it could also win a diagonal, so the computer played me good right there. So that was really fun, guys. Awesome job. You created your own tic-tac-toe game in Python. Go ahead and show this off to your family and friends. They can play this game as well. Comment down below if you won against the computer. Round of applause for you if you did. But awesome job for all of you who did this. But as you can see, once you are done playing the game, either if you won, the computer won, or it was a tie game, it just stops the program. There's no question if you want to play again or anything. So I'm going to give a little assignment for you all. How about you try and add code at the end here. Try and add code that will restart the game, or ask the player in a way if they want to play again. Comment down below the code if you guys did that, and I'll be really glad to hear from you all that you tried the assignment at least. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tic-tac-toe game in Python. And if you did, drop a big thumbs up for this video, and don't forget to subscribe to NP Station. But that's all for today. Keep reading, keep coding, and stay safe.